He's clearly a Times New Roman font, masquerading as an Helvetica.
Well, he's been described as a poet of unsuitable trousers. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome here tonight to do a full set. Please give it up for Mr. Chris Stewart!
You probably won't believe that these aren't the trousers. That was on TripAdvisor. Someone came in. Don't know what he was on about. My trousers were perfectly suitable. Tried tonight. The cabaret loop, I think. No? Me? I don't know. See people doing it like that sometimes. Is that working? Is that okay? See people doing it like that?
Oh no.
Is that? No? Doesn't suit me? So, right, so this is a Roman and Clef. I don't want to patronise you. I'm perfectly aware that you know what a Roman and Clef is. And it's French. It means a novel with a key. It's a key. And the key is a cipher system, so you can cipher things from one element to the other. You take a name and you cipher it into another name to preserve the anonymity of the guilty, for they know not what they do. But, being me, Chris Stewart, this is also, the key is a dichotomous key. Now, I don't want to patronise you, I just want to explain. And I know that you know what an explanation is, but you might not know what a dichotomous key is, but you're lying to yourself. I know that you probably do know what a dichotomous key is, just don't know the word for it. Dichotomous key, it's a taxonomy. There's another nice word, taxonomy. It's purely, it's like the periodic table. That's a taxonomy. You get rows of similarities and columns of judgment and association. Calendus binomial nomenclature. Does this ring any bells? It's classification. It's racism, basically. Classification of living things. That's what it is. It's pretty simple. Did you ever have that biology lesson? Separating bugs into two piles, or leaves, or potatoes, perhaps, from a white potato to a King Edward, maybe. 6 legs insect, 8 legs arachnid. Oh, that's a spider. What's this? I don't know, but how many legs has it got? 6. It's an insect. Don't know what it is, but it's an insect. Brilliant. That's the same thing. That's what a dichotomous key is. It's purely simple. Do you get it? It's clear. So this is a dichotomous key, Roman and Clef. It's a Roman and Clef with a dichotomous key. And the thing about so the cipher system is a dichotomous key, but that's brilliant because what you can do is that you don't have to cipher people's names into names. You can cipher them from one thing into anything, any object. And the reason we do this, like I said, is preserve anonymity. For an example, it's like I've got a friend. Let's call him by the initial of his middle name. I. And I had a girlfriend. Let's call her J. Now, J said, I think we should play role play. You can wear Reeboks and sportswear, and I'll wear a really, really short dress. And we'll pretend we don't know each other in the club, and you can come up to me. Treat me like a slut. And I said, Jay, just when you say that to me, it makes me feel kind of like I'm not good enough for you, and that you want me to be someone else, and maybe he's like your ex-boyfriend who used to like be a chav and wear sportswear and Reeboks. The guy that used to. They had a threesome with, and he was sleeping with your best friend. Actually, when you say threesome, it was more kind of like, as menage a trois go, it was like, you were the other woman, really, weren't you, on the side, but then he convinced you to do all that. And do you know how you said, like, that for some reason, you're over him and stuff, but, like, you still want to role play him? That's what it feels like. So that's an example of how a Roman and Clef can preserve anonymity. It's an autobiography. It's an autobiography. I'm just going to get on with it. So in this autobiography, this section is called a breakdown in a nightclub as a dichotomous key, Roman and Clef. And it can be any nightclub, really, any nightclub from the ages of 17 to 32, because I'm not really, I'm emotionally retarded. And this is the kind of thing that happens when I have a little bit too much fizzy pop. I've got to strip off for this, because it's cold in here, isn't it? But so as you can tell, I'm kind of, I used to be a twink, but now I'm kind of an otter. One day maybe I hope to be a bear. Some people know what that is. So as I say, Roman and Clef, it's brilliant. It doesn't have to be names into names, it can be names into anything. But stop waffling and get on with it. Now, Feruza is best described by her own homemade patchwork quilt dress, which is rayon, which is to say it is fake. Her sternum resolutely wears the sun. Beneath the blue bib of her skyline recline the untilled fields of an azure British countryside. She smells of English hedgerow, mole droppings, stoat paraphernalia, privets, and elderflower cordial. And I bet with that creamy white skin, she tastes like coconut milk. Or maybe it's just a little bit like a Thai massage. I want to slough off my muddied galoshes, tamp down her wheat, burrow into her furrows and let sun rays dapper my eyelids. But I'm an ectomorph, a predominant smarter type 117. You say I'm having a hard time deciphering whether you're an endomorph who's really looking after himself or mesomorph who's let himself go. Which is it? It's a rhetorical question! Come here next time and I'll be picking on some of the polluter in the front row. Sorry. No, this is a massive superimposition on your time. I'm purely waffling on so people might be able to work out that smart type is purely a body type, you know? Twink, otter, ferret, I don't know. Don't know what I call myself. Any idea what it's like to have a back like a thumbprint? That conglomeration of nerve ganglia to flesh. All I feel is pain. I'm an anxious sort of individual. I'm a borderline histrionic in the lingua franca of the self-assessment tests I habitually take online. I am a mood hoover, an asocial resistor drawn on the good crack of the social circuits. I am a sebaceous cyst, an oily fish. Last week's Feruza is best described by a homemade patchwork quilt dress. This week's Feruza is best described by her cheeky gothic Lolita ensemble with obsidian knee socks. Knee socks! Last week's Feruza's knee covertly kisses mine beneath the real ale table and intentionally dropped MacGuffin in a Soviet spy thriller she can deny all knowledge of. This week's Feruza's knees dancing with his. His left knee is clearly described by his right arm, a half-complete Celtic braid. His arm is a colouring-in book of cliché. He is a Somato type, 117. I am a predominant Somato type 117. What's the difference? He's clearly a Times New Roman font masquerading as an Helvetica. Helvetica. Think bigger, do better. I mean, I know Wikipedia's no substitute for a lack of imagination, but if you're really going to put in the effort to really fucking combine yourself, at least pick something just a tad more obscure. It could be Elixir Readable. or a cable, or a lato, or Hiroshige Sans. Designed specifically to redress legibility issues with regards to dyslexia. See? A talking point, you boring Comic Sans. Comic Sans, I didn't see you there, Comic Sans. I'm sorry, Comic Sans. Oh, well, fine, Comic Sans. Fine. I was only using you anyway because I felt sorry for you. Oh, all right, yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. Get your serif off me. Get your serif. All right. Yeah. You want a portion, do you? All right, PT Sans. Create for all the minority languages of the Russian Federation. Do you realise that your camera is a cloth, focal plane, Fed 5, rangefinder with a 61 LD lens? Did you? Or did you just buy it off filmography.com with all the rest of your Soviet kitsch? Because you're all of a sudden in a Regina Spektor, that bargain basement Joanna Newsom. No, miss, no, I'm not, Comic Sans, I'm not. I'm not saying a majuscule. There's a really clever pun coming up to do with we don't have time to go into it. Just yeah. This is going over your head. Just the issue is very clever. It's really, I'm very pleased with it, but I can't go into it right now. Sorry. I'm not saying a majuscule. Only you are minuscule little cliches I scrabble with for my own amusement. You see, when you exist on the periphery as I, and glimpse things up the corner, you see people's true typefaces. Now you see, I am, as a heteronormative, neurotypical English 30-something white male, I don't feel this is a safe space for me. I know that binaries are kind of like an illusion, you know, it's an illusion, but can we just go back to what it used to be? Please, you forget that I am the meridian line that you all derive. You're 2 hours ahead, you're 3 hours behind. Keep up. You see, just call me Mr. Greenwich. I am like, Goldilocks' porridge, just right. Can't we go back to how it was? I'm just confused. I don't understand it. What's going on? I don't understand all these taxonomies. I will bear the burden, heroically, of advantage and privilege, just so we all have a level playing field. I'll tell you what. Do you know what used to make this Britain great? What makes Britain great? Cues, and a stiff upper lip. Get behind me and shut up.
Jeez.
I apologise. I have had too much to drink. My tongue has made of itself a smooth muscle, and of me an unspooled fool's cap manuscript. Good night. Ma? I'm the sideburn poet. I'm trying to be big on Twitter right now, so really help me out if you go onto Twitter, hit me up. Sideburns poet, not Burns poet. Past tense to scold yourself, burned, not sideburns. Sideburns poet. He's some other guy who grew sideburns thinking it'd give him a marketable, iconic image, not realising that he'd have to keep them forever once he had his Twitter handle like that. Cy Burns poet is an idiot. I'm the Cy Burns poet. So if you could just hashtag, that's hashtag Cy Burns poet if you liked it. If you didn't like it, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.